आ आनन्दमानन्द करप्रसन्नम् प्रेमस्वरूपम् ब्रजभावयुक्तम् योगीन्द्रमीड्यम् भवरोगवैद्यम् गुरुं कृपालुं प्रणमामि नित्यम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर् गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। I will now sing a kirtan and for about 5 minutes, and then I will resume the topic. Let's do Roop Dhyan. Ram Raghav, Ram Raghav, Ram Raghav, Rakshamam, Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav, Pahi Mam, Krishna Keshav, Pahi Mam. राम राघव राम राघव राम राघव रक्ष माम राम राघव राम राघव राम राघव रक्ष माम कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव पाहि माम कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव पाहि माम राम राघव राम राघव राम राघव रक्ष माम राम राघव राम राघव राम राघव रक्ष माम कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव पाहि माम कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव पाहि माम राम राघव राम राघव राम राघव रक्ष माम राम राघव राम राघव राम राघव रक्ष माम कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव पाहि माम कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव पाहि माम राम राघव राम राघव राम राघव रक्ष माम राम राघव राम राघव राम राघव रक्ष माम राम राघव राम राघव राम राघव रक्ष माम। बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। in this progressive series of talks, so far it has been explained that every living being is an eternal part and parcel of God. And every part of the whole desires its entirety. Every fraction wants its whole. Every river flows towards the ocean because it is a part of the ocean. Fire, if you light a fire, flames go upwards towards the sun, being a part and parcel of the sun. We individual beings are part and parcel of God. Therefore, we always desire to go towards God. That desire for God is manifested in our desire for happiness. We always desire happiness. Never do we desire pain and suffering. Always happiness. And you would say that's natural. It is natural because we are part and parcel of God, and God is another name for unlimited, everlasting, and ever-increasing happiness. It is only by knowing God that we can know true happiness. So how do we get to know God? Scriptures tell us that God can be known only through his grace, only through his kripa, through his grace. And his grace can be attained only by surrendering to him. And then we came to understand the meaning of surrender. To surrender means to give God our mind. Work in the world, but give our mind to God. Tan kar mein, man yar mein, as Kabir Das Ji has said. To give our mind to God is what self-surrender is. But how are we going to surrender to God? We don't know how to surrender to God. We have always been surrendered to the world. To help us to surrender to God, we need a guru. This topic was taken up. Guru means one who is Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Guru is divine being who has complete knowledge of all scriptures. In fact, he has unlimited knowledge of everything. He has complete knowledge. And who can have complete knowledge of all scriptures and all knowledge possible? Who can have that kind of knowledge? Someone who is Brahmanisht, someone who has attained God realization by surrendering to God. So a guru is one who has theoretical knowledge of scriptures and practical experience of God. We look at the world and we see the world. We see worldly people, we see worldly objects, we see worldly places. But when a guru looks at the world, he sees only Sri Krishna. He sees only God. Guru is a divine teacher. Gum rauti iti guruhu. Girati agyanam iti guruhu. Grinati jnanam iti guruhu. The Vedas say the one who dispels ignorance is the guru. The one who gives knowledge is the guru. He gives the greatest knowledge of all, the knowledge of God. So he's the greatest of all teachers. Now the question comes up, how do we recognize such a one? How do we recognize a guru? And I believe I had spoken to you about that. I cannot remember. The last Zoom session was quite a while ago. So forgive me if I'm repeating myself. But it's good to have revision anyhow. To recognize a guru, we need to look at his philosophy. We need to listen to his teachings. We have in our mind countless questions. We don't know anything about God. Who is God? What is God? Doesn't make any, I don't see God. I don't understand anything about God, we think. So we have lots of confusion. We have lots of questions. When you listen to the teachings of a guru, you become knowledgeable. You start acquiring knowledge. You start understanding. You start to get answers to your questions. The cobwebs of confusion start getting cleared. They start getting destroyed. That's what a guru does. He will answer your questions very patiently. If you don't understand it first time, he'll explain it second, third, fourth. many times. A guru is one who teaches you how to practice devotion. He will teach you how to practice devotion to God, how to surrender to God. And when you follow the method told to you by him, by the guru, then you start seeing a lot of changes within you. You change for the better. You start becoming more and more loving towards God. You start loving God more and more. You start becoming internally detached from the world more and more. Nobody will notice the difference, but in your heart, you will know that you don't desire the world, worldly things, and so on, as you used to. You will also, when you are in the association of a true guru, if you're following the teachings of a true guru, if you're genuinely following the teachings, you will find that your anger has subsided. It is subsiding. You get less angry, less greedy. You don't take offense as you used to. Lots of good changes start taking place within. When it comes to understanding how to recognize a guru even further, and there was a devotee of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, disciple, who asked, who is a guru? He asked Gauranga Mahaprabhu, how do I recognize a guru? Does a guru have to be Brahmin? Because there's a lot of confusion about that. A guru has to be Brahmin. वो तो Brahmin है ही नहीं है, वो तो guru नहीं है. Guru has to be Brahmin. But listen to what Gauranga Mahaprabhu said. He said, Kiva Vipra, Kiva Nyasi, Shudre Kine Noy. Jai Krishna Tattvaveta, Shai Guru Hoy. He said, who told you that Guru has to be Brahmin? He could be a Brahmin, or he could be born in the family of Shudras. He could be a sannyasi or not a sannyasi. The only thing you need to look at is, does he know Shri Krishna? He must know Shri Krishna. In other words, he must have attained Shri Krishna. Jai Krishna Tattvaveta, Shai Guru Hoy. The one who knows Krishna is the Guru. We must not look at anything external when it comes to recognizing the Guru. Now, Jagat Guru Uttam Shri Kripaluji Maharaj was born in a very esteemed Brahmin family, but he would be the same even if he was born in a Kshatriya's family or Vaishya family or even a Shudra's family. He would be the same. Mirabai, 500 years ago, there lived a very devoted woman. She was very devoted to Shri Krishna, and she became a sant. She's a saint, and she had accepted Sant Raidas as her guru. And he was a chamar, he was a cobbler. He belonged to the Shudra caste. So it doesn't matter what the caste of the guru is. We must never look at that. We must not look at whether the guru is married or not. Oh, he's married, he has children. In our history, we read about many of these gurus, saints, who were married. They were married, they had children. A handful of them were sannyasis, such as the Jagat Gurus, such as Adi Jagat Guru Shankaracharya. A handful of them were sannyasi, the rest of them were married. And one of the greatest examples of these saints is the gopis. The milk maidens of Vrindavan, so many of them were married and they had children. They had household chores to perform. So we must not look at whether or not a guru is sannyasi, whether he's sannyasi or a householder. We must not look at the height, the weight, or the quality of voice. Nothing like that matters. Someone said to me once, looking at the photo of Sri Maharajji, oh, he looks like a true saint. And my answer was, you cannot tell that he's a saint or anyone is a saint by looking at his picture. Of course, I know that Maharajji is a saint. He's a guru of gurus. It has been declared. But how you cannot discover his divinity by looking at his photo. Tomorrow you will say, no, he doesn't look like a guru. So don't look at any external aspect. Again, Gauranga Mahaprabhu said 500 years ago, Jara chitte Krishna prema kare uday, tar vakya kriya mudra vigyena bujhaye. Do not ever try to recognize the divinity of someone by looking at his actions or hearing his words or reading his facial expressions. Even Vigyena Bujhe, even Saraswati and Brihaspati cannot recognize a guru by looking at his actions or his facial expressions or his words, listening to his words. So nothing external. Do not look at how many disciples he has. A lot of people look at that. They want to follow the crowd. It's the herd mentality. How many disciples does he have? So in Kali Yuga, a lot of people have taken advantage of that. And they say, we have 100,000 devotees, disciples, and it becomes a big deal. How many do you have? How many do you have? But in our Hindu history, we have seen, we hear about, we know about saints who had handful of devotees. Adi Shankaracharya, he was Bhagwan Shankar who had descended to earth, and he had become the first Jagat Guru, and he had handful of devotees. Ramakrishna Paramhans would go to the rooftop of the mandir, the temple he was staying at, and he would ask the Divine Mother. He was a worshipper of Mother Kali, and he would say, "Oh, Mother, where are the students that I am supposed to teach?" So we must not look at the number of disciples that a guru has. We must not look at the color of clothes, color of his clothes. Again, King Janak, King Vibhishan, King Dashrath, these were kings, but they were saintly kings. They did not wear saffron robes or white or yellow. The gopis didn't wear saffron robes, white or yellow robes. They just wore colorful clothing. The color of the clothing does not reflect on the color of the heart. We have to go deep inside the saint. We have to spend some time, and then we'll understand the divinity. We will see the divinity within that saint, within the guru. And the way to do that is to invest your time. Get to know the philosophy. That is the main thing. What are the teachings? If someone says, I have a guru, but there are no teachings, then that's not a guru. A guru means one who is going to destroy your darkness in the form of ignorance. He has to give knowledge. So how can it be that he's a guru but does not give knowledge? That's not a guru. He's a sadhak. Respect him as a sadhak. He is a fellow aspiring devotee. He's not a guru. Or he knows more than me, but he's not a guru. Respect him, but don't accept him as a guru. A guru will give you knowledge, and he will give a lot of lectures. He will explain a lot. Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, Sri Maharajji, even when he was not feeling well, he would still keep on talking. And the devotees would feel very devastated. Maharajji, you're not feeling well. Please go and rest. And it's only when seeing the distress of the devotees that Sri Maharajji would go and take some rest. Because we were so disturbed, because we were unhappy that he was not resting, he would go and take rest. He had so much to explain. So he spoke a lot. He gave thousands and thousands of lectures, and this is not an exaggeration, it is true. So many times Maharaji sat, thousands of times Maharaji sat with devotees, and his casual talks, general talks, they're wonderful. He would casually explain some concept, and they are extremely interesting and very enlightening. And then there's Ramakrishna Paramhans, who had throat cancer. he should not have been speaking, but he could not stop speaking. His devotees loved him and they said, please, Gurudev, don't speak so much and you need to rest your voice. And out of love for them, he would say, and he would see their distress, he would say, okay, I shall try. But then he would start speaking again. So the Guru has a lot to say, and he will speak, and he will answer your questions. He will not be offended by questions. Many times people say, well, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to ask questions because, I don't want to offend you. What is offensive about asking genuine questions? Once someone asked Maharaj Ji, Bhagwan se prem kaise ho? How can I love God? How can I fall in love with God? And Maharaj Ji said, that's an excellent question. And he spoke for 1 hour straight. It became a wonderful lecture. How do I fall in love with God? What a great question. And Maharaj Ji kept speaking, and we were just listening, mesmerized that this was a question, and Maharaj Ji is taking 1 hour to explain it. And we were so mesmerized by the explanation. So one must never be hesitant about asking questions. But those questions must be born of an inquisitive mind, never of a doubting one. I will just go and test him. How much does he know? No, not like that. Because before you can test the saint, he will test you. He knows what you're thinking. So we are not there to test him. We should ask our questions genuinely and with humility. जो हमारे प्रश्न हैं वो दीनता पूर्वक पूछने हैं और जिज्ञासु भाव से, शंका के साथ नहीं. Shri Krishna says in the Gita, tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Surrender to the Guru completely. Ask him genuine questions. In other words, when you ask a question, accept the answer. Not that you ask a question and you get the answer and you say, this is not pleasing to me because I have another answer in my mind. Many, many people do that because they want to show off their knowledge. They'll say, well, I don't like the answer, and I think this is the answer. So genuine questions born of an inquisitive mind. That's when we start learning. And then when the Guru teaches how to practice devotion, we must not say, but Guruji, Maharaj Ji, I have always been doing devotion like this. हम तो हनुमान चालीसा करते आ रहे हैं, हम तो रामायण पढ़ते आ रहे हैं, हम तो गीता का पाठ करते आ रहे हैं, आप तो कुछ और ही बोल रहे हैं. We should not then say, when the Guru says, look, do this, do sadhana like this, practice devotion in this way, then we must put our pride aside. We must put everything else aside. We must think, I have been doing certain things, and the Guru will tell you, yes, you have been doing this. It's not wrong, but it's not so right either. Shri Maharaj Ji often said that. You're not wrong, but you're not so right. In other words, you could do this more effectively. Here, do this. Try this method. And so it's very difficult for someone who has been doing something for 10 years, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, and then Guru comes along and says something totally different. So from this point of view, it's so much easier for a person who has not been doing anything, because his is like a clean slate, as Maharaj Ji used to say. Clean slate, so the Guru comes and writes on it, and this person has no problem with it, because he wasn't doing anything before. However, whether you're doing something before or not, the fact is that when the Guru comes along, then we must accept whatever he says with full faith. Faith is so important. Faith, Shraddha. Shraddhatsva tat Shraddhatsva. Have faith, say the Vedas. Have faith in the Guru's words. He has the experience that you do not have. He has the knowledge that you do not have. So to think that I know more than the Guru is like a small child who naively thinks, I know more than my mommy. And children often love to do that. They love to say that. You, mommy, you don't know. Daddy, you don't know. I know. How can you know? You're so small and your parents are so much older. They have the life experiences you do not have. So when we say this to the guru, no, 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 what I know is more is good. What you're saying is not so right. And that's our ego talking. We have to put that ego aside, give it a break, go and go out, go out of here. Just go sit in silence. We must have humility within. And when we follow the method taught by the guru, the sadhana, when we do it as prescribed by him, then we start seeing the differences. We start seeing the changes within, the positive changes from within. There's no doubt that we will see the changes. I'm in Vancouver, BC, right now, Vancouver, British Columbia, in Canada. And when I came here first time in 1989, there was a gentleman who came to me and he said, Didiji, I have been following my guru for I don't know how many years, he said 10, 15 years. And I do my sadhana, but I have this anger issue and I haven't gotten a hold of it. There's no improvement. Why? And I said, don't mind me saying this, but you asked me a question, I must answer you. One of the two things is wrong. Either your guru is not a guru, or the sadhana that he has prescribed for you, he is a genuine guru. The sadhana he has prescribed for you, you are not doing it properly. He said, no, no, I'm doing it properly. I said, well, then I have said what I needed to say, but it cannot be that you have a true guru and he has given you the method of practicing devotion every day and you are following that method, but you're not seeing any change. It's impossible. It is impossible. You take a glass of water and you mix a spoonful of sugar and you taste that water and it will taste sweet to you. You put some salt in it and the water will become salty. You'll taste it. How is it that you're putting God into your mind and you are doing sadhana, you're practicing bringing God into the mind and you're not seeing any difference? It's impossible. So when you start doing the sadhana, start practicing devotion in the way the guru has taught you, then you see the differences. You start seeing the differences. But nothing happens overnight. We must not think, oh, I'm not really getting anywhere. We spend countless lifetimes getting into bad habits. Now the guru comes along and he teaches us good habits, how to really practice devotion. Bad habits were like asking God for something. I remember in all my wisdom as a teenager, waiting for a bus to go to school. And I would be doing, oh, I think I should do Gayatri mantra 3 times. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha. So 3 times, oh, my Lord, bring the bus quickly because I'm going to be late for school. Bad habits we have learned as children to ask God for something. I have a headache, please fix the headache. I have problem knees, please fix my knees. So we ask for this and that all the time, bad habits. And the guru comes along and says, no, no, gandhi baat, this is not a good habit. You must not ask God for anything. You must serve him. Don't ask him for something. So when we decide to have faith in the guru's words and we practice devotion as he's telling us, then we see the differences from within. But faith is very important, very, very important. Because without faith, as Tulsidas ji says, Murakh hriday na chet, yadi guru milahi biranchi sam, phulahi phalahi na bent, yadapi sudha barasahi jalad. Tulsidas ji says, even though there may be a shower of nectar, amrit, falling from the heavens, yet the bamboo tree will bear neither fruit nor flower. In the same way, if there is someone who is bereft of faith, he does not have faith, he will not be able to derive any benefit from a guru who is Brahma himself has come in the form of a guru, but the fool who is bereft of faith will not feel any, he will not derive any benefit from the guru. So we must have faith. Now, there is one thing that the scriptures tell us about regarding how to recognize a guru. Vagadgada dravate yasya chittam rudatya bhiksham hasati kvachich vilajya udgayati nityate cha madbhakti yukto bhuvanam punati. The Bhagavad Mahapuran says, Sri Krishna says, my devotee, in other words, my pure devotee, meaning not just an aspiring devotee like we are, my pure devotee, fully surrendered devotee. What is he like? Sometimes he starts singing at the top of his voice, singing for me with happiness. Sometimes he starts to laugh like a madman. When he cannot contain that love that he has for me, that love that he tries to conceal from the world, that love comes gushing out of him, then my pure devotee sometimes starts laughing uncontrollably. Sometimes he starts to cry uncontrollably, thinking that I am not there before him. Sometimes he starts to dance in ecstasy. He just goes completely out of control. And Sri Krishna says, such a devotee sanctifies the earth by his presence. He makes the earth holy by living on it. Just by being here, he sanctifies the atmosphere in the whole world. Which means that sometimes the saint who tries his best to hide that love so that nobody can see it, because gopaniyam, gopaniyam, gopaniyam prayatnatah. Love should be kept a secret. So he hides his love for God. But how long can he hide that love? If you're familiar with cooking, then you know, if you have used a pressure cooker, you know that when you use a pressure cooker, the steam keeps building in the pressure cooker. But then there comes a point when it escapes, and there's a very huge swoosh sound, and it's a swooshing sound, and the steam comes out. In the same way, the love that is 100% love for God within the Guru's heart, the saint's heart, there is a time when he cannot contain that love, and it comes rushing, gushing out of him. And when that happens, then the saint cries, laughs, sings, dances, falls down. And I have to tell you that I was so blessed to see Sri Maharaji like this the very first time I went to India, when I didn't even know he was my guru. And I had heard the philosophy of Sri Maharaji through Banchari Devi in Toronto. And I had gone to I went to India for a totally different purpose. But by the way, I will have Maharaji's darshan, Banchari Didi's Guru's darshan. And then, you know, you hear, Ek nazar unko dekha gazab ho gaya. So just Maharaji, I just took one glance of him. He did some magic, and I accepted him as my guru. And he revealed to me his true form, and that was it. Everything was that the pact was sealed. And then in that very first visit, I saw something that frightened me first, and then I relished the sight of it, because Sri Maharaji was sitting, and he started singing Hari Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, and his voice was different. It was a different voice. And then Maharaji got up from his seat, and how beautifully he started to dance to Hari Hari Bol. And it seemed as if there was no bone in his body, the way he was dancing. Then I saw the male devotees form a large circle around Maharaji, and I wondered why. Then I understood why. Because they wanted to protect Sri Maharaji in that state. Maharaji was in a state of bhav. And then while dancing and crying and laughing at the same time, Sri Maharaji just fell. There was no carpet as a cushion, nothing. It's hard floor. Maharaji fell on it. And there was a loud gasp, like this, from everyone. But Maharaji, just as quickly as he had fallen, he got up and started to dance again. It is a sight I will never forget. And that is what the Bhagavad talks about. Sometimes when he cannot control the love that he has within his heart. He starts to sing with full abandon. He starts to cry. He starts to laugh and dance. And that is bhavavastha. He's in a state of divine ecstasy. And then sometime later, Sri Maharaj then came out of that, and then his eyes were very wide. He would look here as if to say, where am I? And then he would try to hide his tears. He would quickly wipe his tears, and then he would try to be as normal as possible. And that was, he did not want anyone to think anything. But that is what the Bhagavad talks about, that is how you recognize a saint, a guru. So when we try to recognize a saint, and I know many of you here have already recognized him and you're under his protection, but it's good to know what the scriptures say, and it's good to use common sense in recognizing a saint. So now, after recognizing a saint, a guru to be a true guru, then we must follow his instruction. Now the next question arises, what is the instruction of the guru? What does the guru say? That is the next question, and I am looking forward to taking up that question in our next session. Boliye Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Now we can have a question and answer session, everyone. And if you have a question, you can raise your hand. So this is how it works. If you don't ask questions, I shall ask you questions. And I will ask you by name. All right. Any questions? Okay, good. Because I cannot tell. Has anyone raised their hand?
No, nobody has raised a hand.
No problem. So I would like to ask, and now you can, in answering, you can unmute yourself and you can raise your hand. What are the conditions that a guru has to fulfill? What do the scriptures say? How many conditions are there, and what are they?
The guru has to be Shrotriya and Brahmanist, Devi.
Yes. Please explain that.
Shrotriya is that he should be well versed in all the scriptures. Brahmanist is that he would have had sakshatkar and one-to-one relationship with God in reality, in real life, every day, every moment of his every moment of his life.
He's God realized. Yes, he has practical experience of God. Thank you. Can you name the 5 Jagat Gurus? I had mentioned only one, and you know of one. So the others?
Shankaracharya.
Sorry, who is this? Who is answering? Yes, so I heard Adi Shankaracharya. Any other Jagat Guru?
Paramhans.
Sorry?
Paramhans.
No.
He's not Jagat Guru.
Who's Paramhans? Which Paramhans?
You were telling about Paramhans ji and he...
Ramakrishna Paramhans? No, he was not Jagat Guru.
Ramakrishna Paramhans, yes.
No.
Okay.
So we have Yugal Kunj Canada today joining us.
Yes.
Good.
Shankaracharya
Yes,
and Guru Nimbarkacharya,
yes.
Madhavacharya,
That's the fourth one. The third one is Ramanujacharya.
Ramanujacharya, and Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripaluji Maharaj. Fifth.
Yes. 5. How many years after the fourth Jagat Guru did Sri Maharaji become Jagat Guru? How many years back? Chitra?
500, Devi.
Sorry?
500.
No. Between the fourth Jagat Guru and Sri Maharaji, the fifth Jagat Guru, there were 700 years gap.
Okay.
Yes. One thing I didn't cover in my talk on the Guru is something I will ask you. Does a Guru give mantra in the ear? And then you accept him as a Guru.
No.
How does that work?
As per Maharaji Devi, the initiation happens only when you clean your heart, and then
Yes.
Guru gives you the mantra, not the other way.
Yes, exactly. So let me explain that. In the olden days, how it used to happen is that the genuine Guru, there was genuine Guru, genuine disciple. The disciple would live in the Guru's ashram, and he would learn from the Guru, and he would learn about the scriptures. He would receive knowledge from the Guru, and then he would learn how to do sadhana. And then, as he was doing devotion, he was practicing devotion, his heart would become purified more and more. And then once the heart was completely purified, then the Guru was going to give him God realization. Maya ko hat lete the disciples Maya the Guru had to release him from Maya and give him God realization. And outwardly what the Guru would do is he would utter a name of God, a mantra, in the disciple's ear. The main thing was not the uttering of the mantra. The main thing was what was going on inside. But nowadays, what has happened is, never mind nothing is changing on the inside. The Guru is only giving a mantra. Giving the mantra means I'm giving you divine power. Now you will not be tormented by Maya any longer, and you will have a divine mind, divine thoughts. Therefore, everything about you is divine now. But nowadays, it's just giving of the mantra and nothing's happening on the inside. And that too, the mantra is being given to all and sundry. And the first time that you see the so-called Guru, you get a mantra. And that's how they decide, oh, I have 100,000 disciples, because they've given mantras to that many people, but that doesn't mean anything. The mantra has to be given at the end, as Anjan was saying, after the heart purification of the heart. That's when the Guru gives God realization. And so it doesn't happen in the beginning. So getting a mantra in the ear in the beginning is like receiving your degree. Here you go. And then you go to study. That doesn't make sense. You study first, then you get a degree or diploma. But how is it that you're getting a degree first and then you're going to study? That does not make sense. And as I said, mantra giving it's a tradition from the previous times, old times, but the significance has been lost. So now it's become more like a business where the mantra is being given and mantra is being received. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu was asked, does a Guru have to be a Brahmin? What did he say? Do you know what I mean by raising your hand, electronically? Because the first time I heard you have to raise your hand, I went like this. So can you please tell everyone, in case somebody does not know how to raise their hand? Where do they go, Vikas?
The reactions, they can click, and then there is on the top raise hand.
Mm-hmm. Yes. under reactions?
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
raised hand? I know some
Yeah.
of you know the answer to this.
Yeah. Chitra Didi. Yeah.
Chitra?
Jai Radhe Radhe Didi.
Radhe Radhe.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Sei Guru Hoy. So
Okay.
only the person who has love of Krishna and who has realized Krishna is the Guru. They don't have to be Brahmin.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. The Guru does not have to be Brahmin. He could be Shudra also. It doesn't have to be sannyasi either. The only thing is he must know the entity called Krishna. In other words, he must be God realized. Right? Good answer. Mhm. And if you have any questions, again, some question comes up, you can go ahead and raise your hand. Let's see. Now, you tell me, those of you who know this, you'll be able to tell me. In what year was Sri Maharaji given the title of Jagat Guru? Oh, Preeti has a question, but I'll come to you. Preeti, can someone tell me in what year did Maharaji was given the title of Jagat Guru?
57.
1957, yes. What was the exact date?
January
14.
14, 15.
14. What day was it? What special day was that?
Sankranti.
Makar Sankranti. Thank you. Preeti, you have a question?
Yes, Didi, as you said that in older times, when somebody went to the Guru, stay
Yes.
with him and get all the knowledge and then get the mantra and then
Yes.
totally becomes a disciple. So now in today's scenario, how one can be the best disciple of a Guru?
Well, I know that you have just started coming to Yugal Kunj a while ago and you're doing seva there and you have met me. So Maharaji has his preachers like myself. So you come to me and as you do and you come through me and you learn and that's how you get to know what you, then you get to, I'm sorry, somebody's speaking and if you can mute yourselves. So that's how you get to know. And because Sri Maharaji he was really God on earth. Radha and Krishna had taken this form of Sri Maharaji. These Jagat Gurus are always God who comes to earth. For instance, the first Jagat Guru Adi Shankaracharya was Bhagwan Shankar. And Ramanujacharya, Jagat Guru Ramanujacharya was Sheshnag, Lakshman ji ke avatar the. So Sri Maharaji was the Jagat Guru Uttam. He was recognized by scholars who did not know him. They looked at him, they examined his teachings, they heard him, and they said, oh, he's the greatest of all Jagat Gurus who have come here so far. So he was Radha and Krishna. And because of who he is, he will know that you are accepting him as your Guru, and he will give you the fruits of that. But you come to me and you listen to the philosophy, ask your questions, and that's how it can be done. ठीक है ना? राधे राधे. Any other question? It seems like I'll have to prepare the questions next time. So I'm running out of questions to ask you. So we can conclude right here.
Didi, one question like people ask, like, can they change the guru?
Good question, actually. Yes, a lot of people have hesitation. And I already have a guru, and many people have come to me over the years. I feel so guilty. There was a girl, actually, and she lived not far from where I was living, with the family I was living. And she did not come to the lectures. She didn't come to the satsangs ever, even though the rest of her family was coming. And many years later, she told me that she was afraid that she would be so attracted by Maharaji's teachings because she had heard them once, and she felt attracted, and she felt she was going to betray her guru. Now, what happened was in 2005, when Sri Maharaji came to many countries. He came to Canada, he came to Toronto, he came to the house that I was living with Maharaj. We had hosted Maharaji there. And the girl came also with her family. And one look is all it took. And she accepted Maharaji as her guru. That's when I asked her, why in the world did you never come before? And she said, I just felt like I was going to betray my guru. Then she said about her, whoever she had accepted as her guru earlier, he said, yes, I respect him, but Sri Maharaji is my everything now. And I said, really? Like one look and that's it. She was just waiting for his darshan. That's it. But she was very afraid that she would betray her guru. And that's what a lot of people feel. However, you think about it, if your guru feels offended, and it's also like my guru will feel offended if I change. If he feels offended, he's not a guru in the first place. Think about it. A guru is someone who has no pride, no ego, nothing of the sort. So if he feels offended, he's a sadhak. He's not a guru. And if he is not a guru, then it's best that you respectfully leave him and go to the one who is a guru. Or you are not totally satisfied with what you have been given, and then you find a philosophy and say, this really is amazing, and I find all my questions being answered. Just like you go from kindergarten to the first grade, and then second and third and fourth, you go up in classes. In the same way, you go from one guru to the next. And then in countless lifetimes, we have been through so many gurus. And it's not like we've had the same guru. But then you come to a point when you say, I am now satisfied. I will follow the directives of my guru. And so there's no harm in doing that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. In fact, if someone has found a true guru now and they feel up until now what I had was good, but it wasn't complete, then he or she must respectfully move on to the guru, to the next guru. And if he doesn't, then he's denying himself. He is offending the soul. He is doing disservice to himself, meaning the soul. So it is his duty, primary duty, to accept the guru and the teachings without any fear that he has offended someone. Maharaji had told us himself that there was a sannyasi, and he had heard Maharaji's teachings, and he had another guru, and there was a Sant Sammelan, there was a conference, and he gave his own guru about 15 minutes to talk, and he gave Maharaji an hour to talk. And his guru said, कृपालु जी तेरे क्या लगते हैं, उनको 1 घंटा दे दिया, हमें 15 मिनट दे दिए. Who is Kripalu ji to you that you are giving him an hour to speak and you're giving me 15 minutes? I'm your guru. And the sannyasi said, please forgive me, Guruji, but what Kripalu ji can explain, no one else can explain, not even you. So the so-called guru was offended. But if he's offended, he's not a guru. Again, but there must be respect for everyone, and then move on, because you owe it to yourself to move on, to have a true guru, or a more powerful guru, or one who is answering all your questions, and someone who has brought you this far. Have deep feelings of respect. We must never think, oh, wo to kuch bhi nahi the. He was nothing. No, that's wrong. But yes, you brought me to this level. I'm so grateful. I'll be eternally grateful. But I also need to move on now. The true guru will say, go right ahead. You need to do that. Good question.
Thank you, Devi.
Most welcome. Yes, Preeti?
Yeah, Didi, she wants to ask something.
Janaki.
Radhe Radhe Didi.
Radhe.
First I am tell you about my story actually. I'm recently arrived in Canada and I'm finding the job, and like it's feeling like anxiety, and I'm very nervous. So before 2 days, I'm doing a seva of my Laddu Gopal. So like before 2 days, I'm very nervous and I'm sleep with my Laddu Gopal, and like it's midnight. It's around 3-7. I recently awake and I just search Hindus mandir. I want to go mandir and I want to do something in mandir in a temple. So uh, at the time, like I saw so many temples over here, but the Yugal Kunj, it's Radha Krishna Mandir especially. So I feel like my Laddu Gopal wants to go in this temple. So I come here and I don't know about Maharaj Ji, and I don't know about this foundation. I really don't know about, but I come before 2 days and like it's feel like very really good. Like I am the perfect place over here. So is it true? Like Guru find me? Like
Yes, Janki, God leads you to a guru. And so the fact you come to Yugal Kunj, and it's not an accident, it is God's plan. And you're here, you feel like you're at home. And so God has led you here, absolutely. Now just make it your home and your home away from home. And you will see, you'll get so much peace within. You will not feel nervous anymore. You have a community there. You've already found Preeti there, and there are others who will help you. And I'll be there soon, so you'll get association also. So you're in the right place. Yes, God has led you here, no doubt. Welcome. Well, everyone, this has been so interesting for me. I hope it has been interesting for you also. And I just love meeting like this when we cannot meet in person. Let's keep on meeting like this. And Vikas will send a message as to the next. I think because we have this every other week, if
Yes,
everything.
alternate week. Yeah. Chitra Didi have some question.
Chitra, yes, please go ahead.
Radhe Didi.
Radhe.
It was such a lovely session today. Thank you so much. I was missing it so much all these days.
So was I. So was I. I was missing being with them.
And listening to Maharaji's stories was amazing. Could we do it weekly for a few weeks to catch up?
Well, I mean, it's something that, needs to be discussed because I have to look at the schedule also. But I think sometimes it can be, but I'm not sure. It has to be something that has to be discussed with Vikas and all of you. And I think to make up for the lost session, I think I should do, definitely. I will work with Vikas to give you my schedule, and then everyone, you can look at your WhatsApp groups to find out if that's possible. How's that?
Thank you so much, Didi.
Most welcome.
Radhe, Radhe.
Radhe, Radhe, everybody. Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe
Radhe
Devi.
Radhe, Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe, Radhe.
Thank you for the session.
My pleasure.
Thank you
Radhe.
so much.